A dog named Moose is tired of seeing other dogs at the animal shelter get adopted while he est passed over time and time again. So, with the help of his owner, he starts his own charity event to raise money for the other animals so they can be adopted too. And it ends up being a huge success. Hi, everyone. Hi. I'm here with the voice of an angel. Moose the dog, a big lug with an even bigger heart, watches sadly from his doghouse as another dog gets adopted. He wags his tail in farewell as the family drives away with their new furry friend. "It's all right, boy," says Jeff, his owner, scratching him behind the ears. "Your day will come." But Moose isn't so sure. He's been at the shelter longer than any of the other dogs, and he's starting to lose hope. He's already watched dozens of dogs get adopted, but when potential owners come to meet him, they always end up choosing one of the other dogs instead. He just can't figure out why. He's friendly and handsome and gets along with everyone. Well, except for that one time with the cat, but that was just because she hissed at him first. One day, Jeff tells Moose he has an idea that might help him get adopted. "What if we started our own charity event?" he asks. "We could raise money for the other animals in the shelter, so they can be adopted too." Moose wags his tail. He loves the other animals and would do anything to help them. Have the perfect thing we can do," Jeff says, getting a big idea. The next day, Jeff posts on social media, "This Saturday, August 6th, we are hosting a fundraiser for the animals at our local shelter. We will be doing a car wash, a bake sale, and a silent auction. All of the proceeds will go towards helping the animals find their forever homes. We hope to see you there." The day of the event finally arrives. Jeff sets up tables and chairs in front of the shelter. There will be a silent auction, a raffle, and a bake sale. Meanwhile, Moose helps out by wearing a cute little bandana and greeting potential bidders. One of the first people to arrive is Susan, a woman who's been eyeing Moose for a while. She thinks he's a handsome dog, but she doesn't know if she can take care of him. "You want a home, boy?" she asks Moose. "Well, maybe I could adopt you after all." She gives him a pat and heads over to the registration table to sign up for the auction. As more people arrive, Jeff explains the purpose of the event. Many of the attendees were like Susan. They weren't sure they were ready for a pet, but they wanted to support the fundraiser. Before long, there were dozens of people and dozens of dogs in the parking lot. One of the dogs belongs to Kevin, who came to the event with his daughter. She begged him for a puppy for weeks, but he kept saying no. He knew they didn't have enough time to take care of a pet, but he couldn't say no to that adorable face. He ended up adopting her on the spot. Another person who arrived was Dr. Emily Parker. She had recently lost her dog, Max, and wasn't sure if she was ready to get a new one yet. But when she heard about the event, she knew she had to go. She loved dogs and couldn't bear to see another animal go through what Max had. Plus, she had some money she wanted to donate in Max's honor. When she saw Moose, she felt a connection and decided to bid on him. As the hours passed, the dogs played and the humans bid on them. It was everything Jeff and Moose had hoped for. Just then, a man named Tom approached them. He had a big smile on his face and a stack of cash in his hand. "I'd like to make a donation," he said. "In fact, I'll pay whatever it takes for this guy to be my dog." Jeff and Moose were shocked. Was this the day? Could this be it? But then Jeff thought, how much money does this guy have? Maybe he'll bid so much that nobody else can afford to. That wouldn't be fair to the other animals. Just then, Tom approached the table where Moose was sitting. "So you're the famous Moose, huh?" He asked. "I've heard all about you." Moose wagged his tail. Tom scratched him behind the ears. "You're a good boy, aren't you?" Tom said, "Well, I'm not gonna lie. I came here today for a specific dog, but I think I'll have to pass on you, buddy." Moose's ears drooped. His hopes were up, and now they were crashing down again. Why did Tom come here if he wasn't going to adopt him? Tom must have noticed how upset Moose was because he quickly added, "But don't worry, pal. I'm sure you'll find a good home soon." Then he walked away. As the sun began to set, it was time to tally up the donations. Jeff looked over the amount. They had raised so much money, it would cover the adoption fees for all of the animals at the shelter. He couldn't believe it. He and Moose had done it. Then it was time to see which dogs were going to be adopted. First up, Bella, a tiny Chihuahua who had been at the shelter for nearly a year. Jeff announced, "Bella, you have a new mom. Come here. Grr." She barked happily and ran over to her new owner. Next was Bruno, a goofy Great Dane who loved belly rubs. "Okay, Bruno. You're going to a new home, too." He wagged his tail so hard his whole body wiggled. And finally, Moose, Jeff said. Moose couldn't believe it. Was this really happening? Was he finally going to be adopted? But then he heard the next words and his heart sank. "Moose, you're going to a new home, too." Relief washed over him. It was happening. He jumped up and down in excitement as Jeff handed him over to Tom. "Thanks for everything, Jeff," Tom said, scratching Moose behind the ears. "He's a great dog, I can tell." Tom and Moose walked away together. Jeff watched them go. He was happy for Moose, but he couldn't help but feel a little sad. At that moment, a hand rested on his shoulder. He turned around and saw Dr. Parker smiling at him. "That was an amazing event you put together," she said. "I had a wonderful time." She paused for a moment. "In fact, I had such a wonderful time that I'd like to do it again sometime," she added, looking down at her feet. Jeff blushed. Could this mean what he thought it meant? Meanwhile, Moose was getting the royal treatment. Tom had given him a bath and a brand new collar. They were driving in a nice car with a comfy bed in the back seat. And Moose kept licking Tom's hand in gratitude. When they arrived at their new home, Moose couldn't believe his eyes. There was a big yard with a pond and plenty of space to run. There were also squeaky toys and a big bag of treats. But the best part was that Tom was a kind and gentle owner who gave Moose all the love and attention he needed. That night, as Moose snuggled up on his new bed, he couldn't help but wag his tail. He had a new home, a new dad, and most importantly, he knew he had helped other dogs find their forever homes too. He had made a difference. And that's all thanks to one man and his big heart. Now watch. Man adopts a puppy, but then his wife shows up with a big surprise. Or check out. Woman buys a dirt cheap dog. Then groomer reveals the truth.